Well, good morning everybody. Welcome to today's video, and as you can see we are in the mountains up in Snowdonia in North Wales, and it's a little bit misty, but there we go. So welcome to today's video. It's going to be a slight change of plan of what we're anticipating on doing because of the weather. So yeah, not the video I'd planned on making, but we're going to make one anyway. So grab your coffee, let's go on an adventure. So we are here in the heart of Snowdonia in Llanddwyn. And you can kind of see down here there's a lake, crystal clear down there at the moment, and we stayed up here last night in the youth hostel, which only cost us £30, so that was pretty good in terms of value for money. We were going to climb the summit of Tryfan, but as you can see over here, the summits are currently, and that's not even really a mountain, but the summits are actually clouded. And if we look over to over that side, so that would be Egan, and over the side of there is going to be Tryfan and that. So yeah, we can go up there, but we're not going to see anything. Tomorrow looks a little bit better, so I think the plan is today we're going to go and find a really iconic island over on Anglesey, and we're going to have a look at that little church on an island. So stay tuned for that, and then hopefully tomorrow the weather is much better. We've had a look at the forecast, which is here, they've posted on the wall. That's much better, so we're ended up, I think, going to go and do Tryfan tomorrow morning. So if you want to see that, maybe subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. It's completely free, and then you'll get a notification when that video goes live. But yeah, I think we'll head over Tryfan, and then later on in the video I'm going to give you some tips that I use for when things like this happen. So in the eventuality of things not quite going to plan, how do you have a backup? What do you do instead? So we're going to leave the town of Llanddwyn behind. If you're interested, we did do some videos here before. There's a beautiful walk up to an abandoned barracks up on the top, so I'll put links into that. But yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go from Llanddwyn, which for those that don't know is in really the heart of Snowdonia. You can climb to the summit of Snowdon Llanddwyn. There is the Llanddwyn path, so that's a steady climb, should we say. It's a long climb, but it's a steady climb compared to other paths. Probably my least favourite, but you can do it. The train goes from here, so you can do that as well. But we're going to leave that, travel our way up across to the Isle of Anglesey, and then we're going to try and find this little island with a little church on it, and I think a lighthouse on it. It's one of those very Instagrammable locations, so yeah, stay tuned and see if we can find it. Well, welcome to Newborough. Looks like the tide's in. Spin it around. Tide's actually in, and we can see behind me over here, that's where the mountains are, and you can see they are completely covered in cloud over there. Very misty, not a great day for climbing, so that's why we've come over here onto Anglesey, and this is where we're trying to head to now. There's a lighthouse over there, church on this island. Got a feeling at the moment, looking at the gap over there, you can't get to it, but looking at this, it looks like we're on the turn of high tide. So we've got the seaweed here, it's as far as it's coming in. It might come in a little bit more, I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. So yeah, we'll see if we can get across to the island, walk along this lovely little beach. There is a lovely nature reserve here, lots of walks out in the forest. I was having a look at the forest map over there, and there is lots of walks there. There's mountain bike trails there. You can even do a park run here, so if you're into fitness, it's a really good place to come this time of year. No problem bringing dogs down here either. So yeah, it's just a nice place to be. As I say, I want to get over to that island and see if we can get on there. So there's the causeway to the island. As you can see, it's flooded at the moment, so you do have to be careful here in terms of getting across, but more importantly when you come back. So yeah, because you don't want to stay on there too long and be stranded on there for 3 or 4 hours because you're waiting for high tide to subside. Great success. Yeah, so we're just watching everybody cross over then, see who's going to break first, which way they went. There's a few people in front of me, so yeah. So it's time to explore the island. There's a map up here, so I'm going to have a quick look at that. If you're a photographer, this is, yeah, a really good place to come, because photographers, there's a lot here for you to do in terms of imagery. Some really ancient buildings here, lighthouse, church, Celtic cross, all that good stuff. So as well as the wildlife and everything else. So yeah, gonna have fun. So you can see it's quite a long island. We're all the way down here at the bottom. There's a main path which I think we're going to follow, going up through. There's a Celtic cross, there's an old church, there's a pilot's cottage, and then yeah, right at the top there, some lighthouses and other things. This is one of the many wells that you actually get on this island, and I think legend says that St Dwynwen, which is the patron saint of lovers for Wales, would bless people that come and use these holy wells. So there's quite a few. This one's obviously no longer in use, but yeah, I think there's a lot of places like this on the island. We've just come off the path a bit because you can see up here we've got a Christian cross, a lighthouse, got an old chapel, and then we've got a Celtic cross here. So I'm just trying to see if there's an image. And I'm kind of thinking there might be one in that chapel window, but we'll have a look. Yes, very nice. So yeah, I think that works. There's a nice cross through the window. You then get the lighthouse to the side. Yeah, so I think it all works together. And I think that's the thing about photography, is you've got to look out for all these little quirks and little things. What's happening around you and how the scene changes as you move through it. Alright, let's get to the summit. Hopefully, apologise to any photographers up here and we ruin your shot for you, but you should be able to edit this out, so there you go. Lots of wildlife here too. I can see out on the rocks birds are nesting, and you're supposed to be able to get seals over here and things like that, so yeah, really cool. We've got some old pilot cottages here, which whilst they've got solar panels on the roof, they appear to be empty and are managed by the Countryside Council for Wales. So, was it worth the wait coming over here to the island? I'd say yes. I think it's well worth a visit, so I think there's plenty to do here. We've come back on a completely different path than we came on, so there's a few different paths around the island. This one's quite nice, takes in the far side. It's a little bit longer, but it's a nicer walk back. It's very popular even now, which is kind of like late autumn. We're in November now, so yeah, I imagine the summer it'll be really beautiful on a warm day, but it'll be busy as well on a warm day. So yeah, from that point of view, I think it's definitely worth it. So let me know in the comments, would you come here? Have you been here? Do you plan on coming here? We'd love to get your feedback. Did we miss anything? So I'd love to have your thing in the comments. Sadly, there is no coffee places on the island, and I don't think there is at the beach, or if there is, there's a temporary one in the summer. I don't know. Thankfully, we fueled up on coffee before we came here. The youth hostel we stayed in had a really gorgeous breakfast, so that's kept me going quite a while, and about three coffees, and I filled my flask of coffee as well before I left. So yeah, plenty of coffee fuel in me. Nothing here, so bring a picnic, bring a sandwich, have a lunch and all the rest of it as well. So we're back at the causeway, and it certainly looks like the tide's gone out a lot further than when we came across earlier, when it was only just going out and still got wet feet. Now I think we're in for a dry feet back across, and then we've got to go all the way along the beach, all the way over here where the car is. Now, I did say when I started this video I was going to share with you some of my tips in terms of helping me prepare for days like this where things don't quite go as expected. So how do I have other plans in place? So first of all, when it comes to planning, it's all about weather watching for me. So I always watch the weather. Today was even more particular because we have a special mountain forecast as we're going to the mountains. So as well as the Met Office, which is one I watch here in the UK, I also watch the weather forecast for the mountains, and that gives you the sort of probabilities of where the cloud cover is and how much visibility is going to be and all that sort of good stuff. So that's one thing I'd say, is watch the weather. And the thing about the weather is it can be actually a microclimate. So up here in North Wales, actually over the mountains is very different to the coastal areas. So I knew on a wet day I'm going to have something in reserve that wasn't in the mountains. So the next thing is manage your expectations. I used to have real problems that if I expected to do something and I didn't end up doing it, I get really disappointed and I waste a lot of time. Nowadays I manage my own expectations a lot better. If it's going to be rainy, if it's not going to be able to do the event I want, if someone's going to be closed, you know what, it doesn't matter. I can always come back to that. And today is really all about that, because you may remember we've been up here in Anglesey before, went to Lladdwyn, which is where I kind of grew up initially. If you haven't seen that video, go and check it out. There'll be a link down in the description. But one of the plans was to go there, and then it was to go to another house afterwards, and then part of it was that we also wanted to come here to this beach, but we never made it, which is great because that comes on to my third point, and that's all about having things in reserve. So I created Google's Maps, and on my Google's Maps I pin lots of different places that I'd like to go and explore, find interesting, that sort of thing. So Anglesey, I've got probably 5 or 6 more locations that I want to go and visit. I'm not going to get around to them on this occasion, so when I'm back in North Wales, they're going to be on my list. So if I then don't climb a mountain or do whatever it is, then I've got that option to sort of come visit one of these places. And finally, it's all about being flexible, because often you get to places and they're not what you expected. They're actually a lot quicker to go around. So yeah, it's about being flexible and saying, you know what, I'm going to cut that one short and I'm going to go somewhere else instead. So it's all about managing your expectations. So yeah, watch the weather, have places in backup, manage your expectations, and yeah, hopefully you'll have a really good time when you go and visit somewhere. And we're here all week, but yeah, I've probably got about 20 places I could visit while I'm here, so it might take me longer than a week. Now, before we actually move on to those videos, just to remind you, if you're not already, subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell, and you will get notifications of when the next video is up. Hopefully it might be me climbing at Trevan. If not, it might be me visiting somewhere else here on Anglesey, or maybe down in Harlech. We're travelling down to Porthmadog tonight. That's where we're going to be staying for the next 4 nights, up until Friday of the week, and then yeah, after that, who knows what's going to be happening. So subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. We'll see you on the next video. Give me an old thumbs up if you enjoyed it. All right, take care everyone, bye bye. Gwyn gillgo geri swi pedryn drofus llan Sicilio go Llanfair plus gwyn gillgo gerich wyn drobwys Llanticilio go. So how would you say it?